Being persistent is all about never giving up, but it's so easy to give up. I mean, you get bored, something better comes along, you get shiny object syndrome, but if you can really stay persistent, everything will change. Keep watching to find out what book we're talking about today. Hey y'all, it's Kyla Denanyoh, and today we are talking about growing rich. Being persistent. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The genre of the book is nonfiction. The theme of the book is money, economics, and it's called self-help. So let's talk about this. I have heard good and terrible things about this book. And I'm gonna be honest, there are some chapters that I did not understand. And I'm like, okay, let me just read it. I don't understand how you grow rich. Well, I started crying when I was reading it because no one had ever given me permission to earn money, to earn as much money as I want, to actually admit that I want to have money. I get it. You need money for goods and services and to pay your light bill and to buy your camera. But no one has ever talked to me about actually just having money in your account because you enjoy having $5,000 in your savings account. No one has ever told me that that's allowed. No one's ever told me that they have 5,000. No one's told me that they have more than that. All of the stuff, okay? And so this book gave me that permission. And it's like, okay, you can want the things, but like, what are you gonna do to get them? How are you gonna be persistent? Let's get into one of my favorite chapters, which is chapter 8, which is all about persistence. I think it's chapter 8, chapter 9. And so there's steps that he says, these are the symptoms of a lack of persistence. Failure to recognize or define what you want, procrastination, lack of interest, indecision, relying on others for your alibi, self-satisfaction, habit of neglecting things. Okay, these are the factors when you are persistent. You have a definiteness of purpose, a desire, self-reliance, definiteness of plans, accurate knowledge, cooperation, willpower, and habit. All of those things can be seen as persistent, right? When I am tired and it's 5 in the morning and I have to get up and work and I'm like, oh, but I can have a cup of coffee. Thinking about that cup of coffee helps me be persistent and push through my exhaustion because now I'm gonna go get the coffee to look forward to. And now next thing you know, I'm up and I'm reading and I'm ready to go, okay? Things like habits can push you further into your being persistent. Things like having the willpower. That reminds me of the book that I read called The 5-Second Rule, where she was like, count to 5 and get up, you gotta get up. All of those reassurances, all of those repetitions, that is you putting willpower to it, power to your will to say, I'm gonna get up, right? And so I love the chapter about persistence because I never really thought about ways that I've been persistent. And I've been making a list. I'm making a list. It's a small list, but I started the list and I'm writing down ways that I am persistent every single day. And so I've been paying more attention to ways that I'm persistent because I can think and grow rich if I am persistent. And it's not one of those money cometh, sit in a room and daydream, but you can. And he does say that you should do some of that, right? It's part of the thinking aspect. If you are picturing yourself with money, if you are picturing yourself with the freedom, with the affluence, with all the stuff that you want, you can have it. But also, spoiler alert, being rich is way more than having money. The other thing that I really appreciated about this book is where he talks about riches. Riches begin in the form of thought. The amount is limited only to the person's imagination. Faith removes limitations. Let's say, oh, I would like to have $5,000 a month. Oh, that'd be so much fun. $5,000 a month, that'd be cool. Yeah, $5,000, doesn't that sound like a great amount? $5,000 a month. What are you gonna do for the $5,000? Oh, it doesn't matter, money's coming, $5,000 a month. Thinking is one part, the growing is the second part. How are you gonna grow in knowledge? How are you gonna grow in training? How are you gonna grow in persistence? How are you gonna grow in willpower? This is a book you will need to read all the time. You pick this up, oh, I'm not feeling persistent today. You read a couple pages about persistence. Oh, I'm not feeling faithful today to my mission. You read about the chapter of faith, chapter of decision, chapter of discipline. This is not a one and done at all. And if you did read it and you didn't get it, it's probably because you read it once. So if you enjoyed this book review, check out this other review here where I was working all on my money and my finances, okay? And I made a very unique change in order to save $1,400 a month, all right? So take a look at this and I'll see you in the next video.